tight while it lasted. I thought that we were forever. I didn't know any better. Took a second chance, trusted you again. I feel shattered. Broken strings cause you play me like a violin. Shame on me for all your 7 deadly sins. Had it all but you craved attention. Drowning in your own reflection. Put me down just to see me get back up again. 6 feet under and you're ready to give all the pain. If I was your new addition, you make me part of your equation. Shattered from the past, wish you were my last. Shatter me to pieces like broken glass. Frozen looking at pictures that we took back in the summer. I thought that I would remember how we used to feel, but this isn't real. Now we're over. Take it all, there's nothing left here anyway. We used to talk, but now we don't know what to say. Now we're just two passing strangers. We tried, you lied, goodbye forever. Put me down just to see me get back up again. 6 feet under and you're ready to give all the pain. If I was your new addition, you make me part of your equation. Shattered from the past, wish you were my last. Shatter me to pieces like broken glass. I'm running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, can I stay here for the night? I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind. keep running, but your legs are standing still. there, but you keep doing it for the thrill. Well, this is reality, you only live it once, so wake up from your dream. But just for tonight, let the lines get blurred, let your thoughts be free, let your thoughts be free. Out of sight and out of mind. Stop blind. Out of sight and out of mind. Stop blind.
No, I don't think it's worth it. It's not worth it.
I'm putting gloves on real quick. Alright, I was just putting my gloves on real quick. Seward Park. See, here's Rainier. You can see it really well from here. The sun's out over there shining on the mountain. It's that park with on the like peninsula or whatever that sticks out into Lake Washington. And also Howdy. And I noticed there's a lot of wood here. I guess from, you know, everything washing out in the lake.
Well, I think she bust her snow.
Last time I came here, there's definitely not this much wood washed up along the shore. But I think the whole lake has branches and trees all in it from all the rain. Yeah. So that's down towards Renton. I think I've walked over there before. If I walk down this way enough, you can see just around the like Mercer Island there, and you can see like the Boeing factory and stuff down on the south end of the lake. Right now it's like all of that stuff like downtown Renton, the buildings you can see are like right around the bend there. That's Mercer Island. That's like kind of the south side of it. Hi, Mr. Winnie Cat. Uh-oh. I hear my iPad talking out of my backpack, I think. At least I thought I heard it, a few words. I might have the sound turned on where it reads TTS out of my backpack. Done that before. This is probably the nicest views we'll have today. I think Rainier looks pretty cool. And I mean, this whole, this looks nice right now also with the sun. The Rainier has clouds sitting on top of it like it does a lot of times. Didn't mean to zoom out that much. Yeah. Oh yeah, so this is the map. I'm like right down here or something. And it's like, see big, this is the one that's a big peninsula, so it's like the lakes all the way around it. It just connects to the land right here, to the rest of the land. There's a lot of crows flying around here today. Oh, here, let me delete videos real quick. My phone's spamming me with low disk space notifications, and it's because I forgot to delete some videos. I uploaded a bunch and then I didn't go delete them. At least I think. Oh, actually I didn't. I just, dang it. I guess I'll just let it record until it runs out of space and then it'll just stop. I don't know if it really matters to have any of this recorded today or not. Anyways. It was because that stream went with Leavenworth was so long that and I recorded the whole thing that I filled my phone up. And I thought there were some videos from like the day before that or something that I'd forgotten to delete that I'd already put on my computer. I don't think I put Leavenworth stuff on my computer yet. And that's actually the only thing on it. Which I have a bunch of pictures on my phone. I should maybe delete since they're backed up. And then I'd have more space for recording streams. Because I only have like 30 gigs of space if I delete all the streams. And if I guess, stream for 9 hours, I can fill that up in a day. Normally that's multiple days, but that Leavenworth stream was almost 9 hours. Here's the last view of Rainier before we go around the bend, or the side. Oh, look at all the crows over there. There's a whole bunch of them. Eating stuff up by the picnic shelter. Like literally, herd of birds, flock of birds, something like that. Oh, this is starting to get muddy going down here. It's just slightly muddy. Not enough to really sink in. Boat landing zone. Hand carry non-motorized. No power boats, 2-hour limit. So that's what all the gravel is, I guess, here, so you can put boats, take them in and out. Yeah, look at all the wood here. Like, I've never seen this much wood. There's usually not this much. This is like all the trees and branches and everything that washed into the lake from, I guess, the Cedar River and some of the other creeks from all that flooding. I guess all the banks in the lake are like this, just stuff all over them. They like washed so many just trees down the river and stuff, like actually whole trees, and they got broken all up going down and stuff. It's just like really, some of the stuff is like 6 inches deep of just little pieces of sticks and twigs like piled up. I'm actually not sure. I think it's like 1.5 miles. You talking about miles reminded me I haven't started up my app, GPS app. So the mileage and stuff isn't updating. Alright, that's uploading now. I've looked at it before because you can ride bikes around it. This is the lake. I can't see, so there's not any seaweed here. It's just if you're a beaver or something, there'd be a lot to eat. There's a lot of wood here, and unfortunately I don't think cats eat wood, at least not very much. I don't remember. I figured out it before because I was thinking about going biking here and wanted to decide, was trying to figure out if I could get a decent ride in. I think it's like 1.5 miles or something. There's all the birds cruising through. How are you doing, Cassie? Hope you're doing good today. This is Lake Washington, so freshwater, so no seaweed. I need to go over to the sound for seaweed. I thought about doing it again one day. That beach I walked at that had all the seaweed. I thought about going there and seeing what everything looks like in the winter. Because I've only ever been there that one time, and that was in like September. Be interesting to see what it's like this time of year. It's just birds all over the place. Uh-oh, this bench is gone. It's pretty nice here today. It's like 54 or something like that. So, not very cold at all. Oops. I was changing what connection it was using bitrate on my phone, and I stepped into this pothole in the trail. If you saw the phone jerk. Because it was bumpier than I was expecting, because I wasn't planning on stepping into the hole while I stared at my phone. I brought my modem because I thought I'd need it, but it's not using it. Like, I turned it on. I guess maybe it's not connected to Wi-Fi, but I guess I didn't need it because it's last time I came here I had really bad bitrate on this side of the park. Sure, there's logs and stuff washed up all along here also. It's like the whole lake, like all the whole shore of the lake has like logs and stuff on it. Alright, noises. There's something rolling way back behind me. Can't see it. It sounds like someone pulling a wagon or something, like one of those wagons. You pull your kids. Oh, it's scooters. I couldn't see them because there's a whole group of people behind me, and I could hear them getting closer and couldn't see them. It sounds like really small wheels like it's a wagon or something, but it's just the scooters are just that loud. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I guess I'm gonna walk 2.4 miles today. Yeah, so in the summer on the weekends, the road that goes up from here that goes along Lake Washington, they close it to cars, and you can bike ride and walk on it. Like it's closed to through traffic. Like people that live on it can drive, but it's like it's closed other than that to anything other than local traffic. Me and Daryl has gone and rode up it and rode around this, and it was a pretty decent ride because it's open from here north all the way up to like almost I-90. It's hard to find parking here then, because a lot of people park here and they'll walk this and do the road. So we've done it before. We've had to like park way up the road just in a neighborhood and then walk down to the park. But it's a nice thing to do. I want to do that sometime. Maybe I'll get around to it when they start opening it. I don't remember. I think it's from like May to September or something. So maybe in May or something I'll try doing that instead of parking here. I was thinking like starting Renton, and the road coming up to here, most of the way it has pretty nice bike lanes, and then there's just a little section you could just ride on the sidewalk where it's really thin, and it'd be fine riding up to the park and then like right around half of Lake Washington. People ride all the way around, but I was thinking do that right up to here and then ride up the road. From here you can go all the way up to I-90 pretty much with no traffic, and then you can ride across the bridge to I-90 and then come back down the other side. There's you go across Mercer Island, you know, like I've done before, to like watch Blue Angels, and then go down the East Side Rail Trail. So it would be like half of the lake, kind of, that you're riding around. I don't think it's quite half of it distance-wise, but kind of the bottom half. I want to maybe do that sometime. When the roads close like that, that's like about half of the riding on the road you have to do. So it like cuts your road riding in the road with traffic down to like half, where there's not paths. Or maybe not quite down to half, but most of the road coming from Renton up to here has like or a big part of it has like a bike lane with barriers between you and the cars, and part of it. It's cool right here. You can see how clear the lake is. It's usually clear like this. It was like really muddy looking after all the rain. I mean, I don't know if it was muddy looking here, But when I went to it down where the Cedar River runs in, I mean, obviously the river is muddy, but the entire lake around there was so muddy also. You couldn't see down in the water at all. I think the entire lake was like muddier. Because if I remember right, like some of it you could see on the interstate, like off 405, that was a ways from the river, was more like brown looking, like the whole thing was muddy. Look at this one bird out here by itself. Oh, look, it just dove underwater. Should come back up in a minute. They like, I think that's a coot. So those little like, they're like small ducks. They dive underwater and like eat stuff, and then, I guess get stuff to eat and then come back up. Oh, there it is. Probably go under again in a minute. Yep, there it goes. And then we'll come back up at some point. I've watched them before. Sometimes they're just hanging out. Sometimes you find one that's diving like this and they just dive over and over, I guess, if they're eating. They stay under quite a while. See, there it goes back up. There it is again. I was like zooming in more than I realized. I hit the zoom out button and it's just like, whoa. I'll keep walking. I'll put my glove back on. It's nice. I'm wearing these thin gloves, and it's so warm out here. They're keeping my hands warm. It's nice being in the, mid 50s. I think, I don't remember if it's tomorrow or the day after. One of the days the high's like 57 or something like that. It's supposed to get warmer for a couple days. And then it's supposed to, I think it's tomorrow and Sunday is supposed to be warmer than today, but it's also supposed to rain both days. And then Monday, I think it's supposed to cool off some. And get like sunnier, like, and then be like partly sunny for a few days and cool off more. It's usually like that here. It's warmer if it's raining and colder on the dry days. So I think the last time I looked at the forecast, there's supposed to be 4 or 5 days where it's dry and it's supposed to like cool off a little every day that whole time. Remember, right, these trees here, right here, fruit tree looking ones, have nice flowers in the spring. There's another one of those trails. Last time I came here, I walked on the trails in the middle of Little. I've never gone on that one. And this area right here has a bunch of like, kind of looks like planted bushes, like a garden, like it used to be. Like on each side of the steps over here or whatever. There's a sidewalk on that further old road also. Oh, you can, I didn't know this was here for a long time. And then I finally noticed it last time. You can walk down to the lake here. Oh, there's a little rabbit right there I scared. It was hanging out here eating grass. See, it's kind of hidden on the other side of the building. But there's a nice bench here and a place built out, sticking out into the lake. Hi, fish. I'm good. How are you? I'm surprised to see you. Figure you'd be hiking or something. Unless you just woke up. But when you said you were going to bed, that would be a very, very long sleep. Unless you were cold and didn't sleep good. Or I was just waiting for it to warm up where it's not frigid. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I figure you probably want to do stuff some while you're at the, like, there and sleeping until like a few hours before it gets dark. Would kind of suck. Or could. Have you had a nice day today? Oh, I see. Now, I bet at 7 it would have been cold. If you said the low was like 20, I assume it would be 20 around 7, like probably 7 or 8. Or I don't know, maybe 6 or 7's the coldest part of the night. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, it looks like dogs or something have been coming out there. Wait, getting in the water. And then there's a wet looking place there on the rocks. Like some giant shaggy dog went out and got in the water and then got it all wet coming back. It's like what a mog dog would do. Be so wet. You get all that. Cool. Oh, okay. That's not too bad then. I mean, I guess it still sucks getting up, but like, I mean, you said you were fine anyways because you were prepared for the cold. I was noticing this part of the lake doesn't have a. I was saying maybe the whole lake had trees and stuff washed up. This doesn't have near as much. It's just a little bit of like debris. Cool. So maybe all the tons of debris was the south side of the park, which is like facing like the Cedar River. Maybe all the, you know, trees washed out in the river and the waves just washed them straight up onto there. And I mean, the ones that washed up here, I guess wouldn't really get on this bank. The other bank was like one that they would just wash like straight across the lake into. I guess I'll keep walking. Oh, nice. That's funny. Okay, so this area, I think this mostly used to be an old road. I mean, it obviously is because it has curving, and like over there it has a sidewalk. And there's this area right here, there's like that, looks like it used to be a path going up there, like a little bridge. It like almost looks like it used to be a botanical garden or something. It's all like closed off now because this whole area, they fenced it in. But I was noticing that going by, there's like wider area of the road where you can like, kind of like it maybe used to be a pull off, or maybe there used to be houses there. And there was a sidewalk and the planted garden looking area. Look at these silly dogs. They're like bouncy. Like hiking the El Cap Bridge right now. Isn't that one of the trails you were talking about hiking before? No, I'm pretty sure that was on those maps that some of the maps you showed me. So I think I know what trail you're talking about. I'm surprised there's cell service there. I expected like in the park there, that area, you wouldn't have any service. Not specifically. I think you might have hit enter by accident, unless you're saying I go like you're leaving. I'm not sure. But if you are leaving, I hope you have a nice rest of your day. There's more people riding here than I thought I'd see. Sometimes I see a few people here. Most of the time I don't see anybody here. But most of the time I've gone here is like in the summer, and this gets so crowded. It gets so crowded, the thinner part of the path that I was on before it turned into an old road, you just can't hardly ride at all. It gets hard to walk on. And then this even still gets so enough people where it's kind of hard to ride. But it's way more deserted this time of year. But look, there's, no, you can't really see them. There's ropes out here hanging off of this tree, like people swing off of it or something. Oh yes, a swing. See, they hung up a rope swing and a rope of knots to the trees flat enough you can just walk out there, I guess, to get to them. I just looked over there and noticed that. It's kind of funny because it's like leaning way over from the bank. This part of the lake has no driftwood on it, basically. It's all just on the south side of the park. I mean, I guess the lake's so big, it didn't... I was wondering the creeks and stuff, how much they washed out into the lake, but I guess not that much. It's probably all mostly just from the Cedar River. There's only the Cedar River and Sammamish River, if I'm saying that right correctly, are the only two rivers that run into the lake. Sammamish River runs out of Lake Sammamish and didn't flood that much, and wouldn't have really been washing trees out into it. But the Cedar River was like roaring, so, and washed tons of trees out. So I guess it's just the beaches, like the shore that's like straight out from the lake from there, that has a lot of stuff. Where it like washed out into the lake, and then the wind or waves just washed it straight over to the shore on the other side. Ooh, you can see the mountains really well here. They have a lot of snow on them. I think it was supposed to have snowed a lot last night up in the mountains, like even in the Cascades. So, or maybe not last night, maybe it was the night before. But it's been supposed to recently snow a lot. And it literally have a lot of snow today. Like it did snow a lot. Oh look, the bench is like brand new. They replaced it. Oh, well, they replaced some of it. One old board and a bunch of new ones. So you can see the road really well here from the headlights. So the phone doesn't pick them up as well as I can see them. You can the headlights you can see over here. That's the road that goes along it's really busy this time of day because people take it to get out of town when they're just trying to get out of town any way they can. So it's not a nice time to ride it, but that's the one they close to traffic in the summer. They actually close it all the way up to, so here's where the interstate goes across. So there's another park like right there or something, and they closed it going up to it. And then it's just a really, really short section you have to ride with traffic. And then you get on this side street that doesn't have hardly any cars, and you can ride up it and then get on the I-90 trail. Going across go across the lake. But that's nice. It goes all the way along the shore and has like nice views. It's a fun thing to do in the summer when it's closed to traffic. Oh yeah, and here's the mountains I was talking about. I'll zoom in where you can see them better. Back there. So you have and try not to wobble the phone too much. So they have a lot of snow. Like they look like they're just completely covered in snow. Like the tops of them that you can see from here. Like everything you can see here has snow on them. It's just too pixelated if I zoom in anymore, but and this is Mercer Island. And there's the Interstate 90 going across. Wait, is that the train? That is. I don't think it's open going across the lake yet, but maybe they're running it, testing it. They're running light rail. They built light rail going from Bellevue up to Redmond, and it's been open, but it goes across Mercer Island also and across the lake. And it was supposed to be open, I think, last year going across the lake, but they've had to redo the tracks like, I think, 3 or 4 times. It's the, I think, first train that goes across a floating bridge in the world, I think, because that's a floating bridge. So they weren't really, supposedly they weren't really sure how to make the tracks, because like the bridge kind of can move up and down with the water, so I guess the tracks, the whole thing needs to flex. So one time they had to redo it because the contractor didn't do part of it right and the concrete was cracking. But some of the other times I think they've had to redo it just because they figured out it wasn't designed right, because they weren't sure how to design it. Supposedly that's what's taking so long. I think part of it is because it's the first train track going across a floating bridge. And I saw when they did a few test runs where they had like a truck pushing the train instead of the train actually being powered. And then they've done some since then, but I hadn't heard anything about it recently. But that was definitely it, going across the lake. I don't think it's open yet, but if they do it like they did between Bellevue and Redmond, before they opened them, they just ran the trains every day for like a few weeks or a few months, just empty. I guess just to make sure the tracks and everything were going to hold up, nothing was going to break down. And then they started actually, you know, hauling passengers. So I'm assuming that's probably what they're doing, is just running empty trains across the lake all day, every day. What time is it? 4:13. It's starting to get a little darker. I was just noticing that. It's nice, the sunset. I think when I looked today, it was supposed to be 4:37. So it's already, the days have already gotten longer, where there's like another extra, like, I think it's an extra like 15 minutes. Maybe extra 10 minutes. No, I think they got down to 4:18 or something, so I think it's actually about an extra 20 minutes from the shortest day. I really hate it when the sun sets at like, 4:20. So it's already nicer that it's getting closer to 5 o'clock again. It's like 5 o'clock again now before it gets dark where you can't see outside. And it had been pretty much by 5, it would be pretty much close to dark, or pretty close to it. We'll walk back up towards your right here. I didn't realize I've been going for an hour. So last time I came here, instead of going the rest of the way around the lake, I think it was last time I came here, I went up that trail. It's pretty nice. It goes up through like middle of the park. And then I came back down another trail that ran into the road again, a lot closer to the parking lot. But it looks like it's starting to get pretty dark under the trees. And that takes longer also. So I don't think I mean, I could do that and get back before it was too dark where you couldn't see how to walk. But I think it's already dark enough that the camera's not going to make it look, the phone's not going to make it look good under the trees. So I considered doing that, but I'm going to keep going this way. I'll walk down here again, I guess, and hang out until the ads are over. There's some lady down here with a headset on, right down by the water, dancing, holding their phone like she's recording herself for videos. And I didn't want to go walking like right by. It's part of why I decided to go up to the road, and part of because I was tired of walking through the deep gravel. I wasn't planning on coming back down here, but ads are fixing to run, so I figured I'd wait. Go down here to the point, kind of this curve, you'll be able to see around the other way. Oh, there's a bunch of trees over there. Kind of, you can put a fence around them. What is this sign down here? There's a warning sign, but then there's a sign facing the lake. A warning underground cable. I assume this was a sign that said warning underground cable. Oh, and here's the cable. I guess comes out of the ground. It looks like a pipe. I guess it's maybe a housing pipe with a cable inside. It goes out into the lake. This bench is dry-ish. Cool. what trees are in these and why. Wonder what they're protecting them from being eaten by. Maybe deer. Oh, see, here's the underground cable sign. Oh, sorry. I was trying to zoom his phone back out. I was wobbling it around. Alright, welcome back from the ads. I was just right over there when they started, so I walked right here and sat down on the bench. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's nicer. There's way less people here than any other time I've been here. Sometimes it's pretty loud because you're like going on the road and there's constantly people coming by talking. It's the plane coming in. I guess to SeaTac. They come in like this. Sometimes if you're someplace in the night and you can like see Seattle and see the sky, you can really see them at night. The lights, you'll see them just like lined up one after another, like spaced out a ways, coming into land. Can't hardly tell. That looks like an Alaska plane. I can't see the logos, but it looks like it's mostly white, and their planes are white and blue with a big face on the tail. That's kind of why that looks like a white plane with blue tail or something. Anyways, I guess I'll keep walking. If I get back before it's dark, this here looks like a swamp. Like actually really swampy, just right. Every single place you can walk there between trees. This bench was easy to get to, going up from the water, but it's hard to get back up to the road. Alright. I found just enough dry ground beside that creek. Yeah, I was saying if I get back early, I can just hang out and there'll still be nice views of Rainier. So the other shore over here is the road I was talking about. So it's fun when they close it to cars. You can just ride up that whole side of the lake. I should go out to the pier. I don't think I've ever gone out here because there's always people out here fishing. I guess maybe it's people not fish in the winter. I don't even know. I don't know what kind of fish they try to catch. There might not be winter might not be a good time to fish. They have ladders, so I guess you can go swimming and you can climb back up. Or if you fall off, I don't know. There's the end of the park. The trail goes along here and it goes along there, and then right there is where this peninsula connects to mainland. And I kind of parked over on the other side of that. Danger, poison oak. They have signs all along. I assume somebody at some point had to have really gotten a poison oak, or multiple people. They must have been really bad off, I assume, for them to put danger, poison oak signs all up along the road. Maybe people would walk up through the woods, and then they'd be like, you know, really bad off after that. Planted trees here also. Looks like little fir trees, some kind. And I guess deer or something likes eating them, maybe. Dude, look at this tree. The trunk is broken off at some point, but the thing is just growing back out of the top of the trunk that's left. But definitely still alive, or at least, you know, was at some point. Doesn't look rotted, so I assume it's still alive. And they'll have leaves again next summer. Dude, I have found the place where I fit in. I was just thinking about it because I can hear her talking. I'm walking along here, pointing my camera around like I'm filming or streaming or something. And there's this lady, the one that was dancing over on the lake, on the shore. She's walking down the road now with headphones on, talking really, really loud. It could be a call, but like, I assume it has to be like YouTube or streaming or something. So it's like, the people walking up the other way is like, you're probably like, oh goodness, why are there so many people here videoing? Like they walk by me and then they walk by her. I see people quite often, but it's like I'm finally at a place where there's someone walking down the road the same way as me, a little ways behind me. It's getting dark there, like under the trees, enough that that's why I thought going through the woods wouldn't be too great. Don't have that much light left. This is 2, so I assume this is 2 miles. If this is 2.4 miles, that would seem about right also. If I'm at 2 miles, there's not much left, so 0.4 miles seems about right. These dogs started pulling on its leash, trying to get over to me. It's like, hello.
Trying to bring me in the water. Here. You. And this is how I got dragged in the water. It was in his defense, I let him down there. And I was like, oh, you really want to go down there? And then he was like, we're not going swimming today. I just gave you a nope. I'm not sassy. I wish there was another amazing
Yeah. Can't wait till the 8 comes out. Yeah.
And the dog behind me, he keeps like lunging down to the water. Just like if I lunge enough into the water, I'll pull you in with me and you won't be able to stop me and I'll make it. Or something. I heard her saying that it really looked like what was happening. He'll like see a little path going down to the water where it looks like it's easy to walk down there, and all of a sudden be like, oh my goodness, water, and just start like just full on lunging down there and just pull the leash so hard that it's like almost pulls whoever's holding it over into the water. Walk right out here. Still always wondered what this is. They must do swimming and stuff here. I don't know. That's like, at least if it's a big dog and the thing starts running and you don't notice and get some momentum and then just jerks it all. Like jerks you over when the leash pulls tight. You have to have a lot of strength and weigh quite a bit compared to the dog, where the dog can't get enough momentum to just pull you off your feet. Just thought I'd walk out here for a minute. I hear her yelling, "Hey, what are you doing?" Probably the dog's trying to get out to the water again. Uh-oh. Here's bitrate. Okay, this is a section where my modem that is not working always helps out. Let's see if I can't connect to it and see what's going on. It's bad about, I actually don't remember if it ever auto joins Wi-Fi. It might not, unless I tell it to. And last time I used it, I had it on Starlink, which would make sense that it wouldn't auto join my Pixel's hotspot. So I'm assuming it's on and just not sharing. It says it's connected. It's just not sharing internet for some reason. Restart. I can restart it manually without takeoff, and it might work when it comes back. Still not horrible bitrate. It's just not staying maxed out. So, putting my glove back on. It's starting to get colder out here. Plus, I've been out here for a while, so my hands are a little cold now. Look at this log. It's like hollowed out. It's like just the outside of it. Because the whole inside has like rotted. Or maybe it already rotted and it got in the lake and the water washed it all out. And it's just the outside like left. Oh, that worked. That worked. The modem's just using it now. Cool. I just needed to restart the bell box for some reason. There's another area right down here. I put an area for kayaks and boats and stuff. Oh yes, this is another good place if I wanted to go kayaking. If I go buy my own kayak. Like if I go buy a used one or something. There's two different put-in places here. Like if it's a day and the lake's really like windy and wavy and I want smooth water, I can come over here and kayak. Because it stays a lot smoother. It's like sheltered. If it's not, I can go kayak over on the other side where we can see Rainier from. I just have to be able to find, sometimes, especially on the weekends, you can't really find parking, at least not down near the water. So it might just be challenging sometimes to find parking close enough to like reasonably carry your kayak over to the water. I wouldn't really want to park outside the park and have to like walk way down the road hauling it a long ways. But during the week it should be fine. not too hard to find parking. At least not on a cold day like this. I mean, this isn't cold, but at least like it gets busier in the week, during the week, even in the middle of the summer. $50 something is still, I guess it's so nice in the summer. People go out a lot when it's nice, and then they just mostly won't go out in the winter if it's below like 60 or 65. So this is pretty warm compared to how it has been, but it's still, you know, cold enough that nothing's all that busy, like park-wise. Dude, there's a put-in place right here where they're fishing at. So there's parking right over there. So if you can find parking, you just got to carry your kayak right down to here, and then have a nice kayak around here. I'm gonna stay here now. Yeah, that's looking really pixelated. It's so dark. I'll just wobble a little more. It's too dark for a wide angle. Oh, I guess you can put in right over here also. So I think there's a sign right over here. Another one of those that says non-motorized boats only. But yeah, anyways, this would be another cool place to go. I could go kayaking if I got a kayak. So up at Mercer's Slough, however you say it, I guess Mercer's Slough, or in here, wait, this is Doug's and Other Pets. Okay, maybe that, instead of a boat put in beach, maybe that's the let your dogs in the water beach. Alright, we made it back pretty much. Seward Park Clay Studio. Oh, there's all kind of clay stuff in there. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, if you have a cat that likes getting in the river, in the water, which is probably not. And then here's this people swimming area. So I guess this is person swimming area, and right over there is the pet swimming area. I assume you're joking. I mean, dogs like getting in the water. Cats usually don't, but every now and then I see, like, you know, those people that have the like cats where they put a leash and a collar on them and they just walk around like a dog. Most of the time when I see people trying to do that with their cats are just like, just sit down, like, no, there ain't no hecking way I'm walking with this freaking leash and collar on. You think I'm stupid? And then they, you know, like cats do, and then they pick the cat up and carry it because it refuses to walk. But every now and then I see a cat actually walking around on leash, like it doesn't mind. So I guess maybe somebody has a cat that does that and wants to get in the water. So somebody could probably actually go take their cat for a swim. I walked around here back in the spring. All these trees have like really nice flowers. Really pretty here. Look, it's a lot of doggos. There's a little trail over here. It goes through the woods. Uh-oh. Dogs found something they want to bark at. I think it might actually be that garbage truck. Yeah. We'll still go a few more minutes. I'm not quite back around to the car. Well, that's a nice view through the trees and that arch, or not arch, but gate looking thing. Kind of cool. Oh, there's another dog over there. That's why they're barking at. I thought maybe it was the garbage truck. Yeah, this is like a little mini garden. There's a bunch of rhododendrons and stuff here. That when I came here in the spring also had flowers all in them. It's like a mini botanical garden. Kind of like that other one. The one I went to whenever last time I streamed at a garden. The little one was I think the last one I went to. There's like a mega small version of that. I just figured instead of sidewalk, I'd go walk through the little garden area to get over here. That place looks like, so that's I'm not sure if it's a visitor center or something else, but the upper level of it looks like a bookstore. Like the window I could see in, it just looked like the whole room had books around it looked like a bookstore or library or something. Like the whole upper story just had shelves and like bookshelves around the room. So here's Rainier again. We've made it back around. I'll cross the road down here and walk down the sidewalk on that side of the parking lot instead of up here. Oh, see, here's a poison oak sign. Earlier they had some warning poison oak signs. This one just says poison oak. They're not warning you. I guess they figure, maybe here they figure if they tell you it's poison oak, you'll decide that's a warning and, you know, try not to get in it. Oh yeah, I was saying earlier down there that if you're back down this way, you could see like the Boeing buildings in Renton and stuff. There they are. That's the Boeing buildings. Here, I have a better way to do this. I set this app up. All right, so there's the Boeing buildings. If I can hold it where I draw. And the Cedar River runs into the lake right beside them. So like that park and where you can walk out. Oh, that's what that is. I just went by. Okay, cool. So that's where the Cedar River runs out, like right there. So I guess that's why there's this area so much freaking driftwood here, because the river washed it all out into the lake, like just right there, and then it just like it was a straight shot over here when it washed across the lake, and a bunch of it piled up here, because it's usually not even close to much wood, like a little bit, but this is, you know, quite a bit. Yeah, when I was talking about this earlier about the like Boeing factory and stuff, but we were talking about you couldn't see it around Mercer Island. So here it is. So that's like downtown Renton's, like down there or something. And you can see Rainier and all the mountains even up over there. When you're down there, you can't see any of that because that ridge right there, right behind, is too tall. There's a few places you can get up high enough where you can see the top of Rainier, but you can't see the rest of the mountains. It's like a lot more mountains beside it over there than I've seen anywhere else, like here. A whole bunch of ducks down there. Oh yes, that's the Audubon Center. I guess I could see why they'd have a lot of books. A lot of those people inside at the bottom, maybe they have some stuff at the bottom and then a lot of books up at the top. Talking about trees and plants and stuff. So that's why it looked like a mini library, because it probably almost is. I guess I'll walk on down to the other end of the parking lot where I parked, and then go ahead and stop. So let me put my glove on real quick. All right. Oh yeah, this park stays open until I think 10:30, or maybe it's 10. Because I've seen people here. Oh, hi, Harry. Yeah, did you just get here? Here, if you just got here, I'll show you the nice view. It says Rainier. It's still lit up some. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I was saying, it might not stay open quite that late in the winter. I think it does, but I've seen when I'm here a lot of times when I've been here and it's getting dark, there'll be people just headed out around the path with like running and stuff with like lights on. They'll have like headlamps or the a lamp, like, you know, clipped to their chest or something, and just be like running around the trail. So, I mean, I could stay here, but you wouldn't be able to see anything. Plus, it's getting cold. Yeah, it was cool when I first got here. It was cloudy all here, but it was sunny down there, and you could see the sun shining all up on the side of the mountain. It was all like yellowish, like sun looking. I hope you had a good day, Ari. I assume you probably just got off work. 6 to 10. Okay, I thought I remembered that. Which is like not that common. Most of the parks that I go to, they technically close at dusk. They don't ever close any of them. There's only one park I've actually gone to here that they close on time. And that was that one on the Sound where all the seaweed and stuff was at. And they had people there like starting to run people out, or keeping people from coming in at least by the time I left. But all the other ones you can go by like 2 or 3 hours after they're supposed to be closed and the gates are still unlocked. But this one's officially open this late, which is weird because there's no lights. The only other ones I've been that are open late are like some of those parks in Bellevue and that one park in Renton that had the Christmas lights, and it has like lit paths, so it stays open past dark. This one you just gotta have flashlights and, you know, run around the loop. And then, yep, just got off work. Nice. Yeah, it was nice today. So my hands are better, so they're not, you know, dying when I get out in the cold. And it also wasn't very cold today, so I finally decided I would do an IRL stream, because I hadn't since it's been like a week and a half almost, because it was like Tuesday before last. The Leavenworth one was the last one. The one that destroyed my hands. Okay, so actually, them getting cold there didn't destroy them that bad. What really I destroyed them more the next day from door dashing, and so I think that just made them angry, where they didn't like temperature change, and then I made them go through multiple hours of temperature change. Yeah, it was actually the next day, because that was New Year's Eve, and it was super, super, super busy. So my hands started bothering me, and it was so super busy, I just wanted to keep working anyways, because like it was way busier than normal, and I was like, well, I'm not going to make this good of money any other time, so I'm just going to keep going. And I just figured they'd chill out when I got in the worm, but they didn't. I made them very angry for days. I mean, I could do what some people do and just clip it to my chest, and it would just like shake around when I walk, and it would just be pointed straight, like whatever way I point my body. I thought about doing that, but then I can't read chat either. Like, I gotta hold something. I mean, I could actually do that and be one of the streamers where I get my chat phone and like put it on my wrist, so if I don't hear TTS, I can just like hold my arm up, and that would go on top of my jacket. I mean, I could do that when it's like really cold. Because some people do that, they just stream on a camera, or they clip their phone to them and they have a chat phone, and they'll just like stick it on a thing that goes around your wrist that holds it. And they can just like still use their arm and then just turn their arm around if they want to be able to have the phone facing up. No, I forgot they made electric ones, but I think my dad has some electric ones where you can just recharge them. I have some hand warmers. They're a few years old, like the hot hands or whatever, those disposable ones. I got some of those when I worked for UPS, because my hands would when I worked for UPS, the computer we had to use, like, well, it's a cell phone you used, but it was a old like Samsung phone, and it worked like I couldn't find a single pair of gloves that I could use to screen, so I had to not wear any gloves. And so my hands would freeze so solid that I couldn't bend them, and then I couldn't hardly pick up packages. So what I'd do is get the hot hands and put them in my gloves, and I'd put my gloves on in between when I didn't need to use the computer, and then take them back, and like when I was getting a package up, and then just like take them off at the next stop when I had to actually go, like anytime I had to. Mostly I didn't have to, because you could hit the button and scan the package and all that. You only really had to use the screen if you had to like do something else, like if it was signature required or something. But that's what I would do. I just had to take them on and off, and the hot hands helped a little bit. I mean, mostly it's not a problem. It's just that one day, and I let them get really cold. So, I mean, I'm mostly fine just holding my phone and not, and having my hands in gloves. Like, my hands are just fine today. They don't feel like stiff at all. Yeah, it was like, in the 20s there. I have never walked around out here in the 20s. Because the only time it ever gets in the 20s here is like in the night and a few hours in the morning. I mean, I walked around some in the 20s when I did that UPS job, when I was talking about hands being cold. But I haven't since then, because most days I don't wake up. If it does get into the upper 20s, I don't wake up until it's already warmed up out of that. And like, I think the coldest I've IRL streamed is maybe like, I've walked here actually at this park when it's been like 36 or 37, but that's quite a bit warmer than, I don't remember how cold it was there. I think it was like 26 when I got back to the car. So it's a big difference between 26 and 36. I mean, I think what really did me in was I let my hands get really cold, and then I started putting them in my pockets more and warming them up. But then I went and ate, and I let them get colder then. Yeah. So I think what really got them cold is I didn't realize they were getting cold when I went there and ate I went and got that food and ate, because I was sitting under a heater, but the heater was like pointing like on my back basically, and it kept my body really warm, and my hands were cold enough by then anyways. I couldn't really tell what temperature they were, so I think they just got really cold sitting there, because I took my gloves off so I could eat, because I couldn't really eat with gloves on. So I sat there for quite a while without my gloves on, and I mean, there were heaters there, but like, it kept me warm, but it was 26 degrees outside, and I was sitting outside just up under a little shelter with a heater. So it still might have been like below freezing, like the air around my hands. So I think I just by then they were so cold I couldn't tell they were getting colder, and just let them freeze without gloves on. So it's like that was like sitting out there for like 25 minutes with no gloves on, and I think that's what really made them sad. Normally, like, even if I'm holding my phone right now, I have gloves on, and it's much warmer. So like, basically, unless I go on the other side of the mountains, I'm just literally not even going to be in a position like that again. So I think it'd be good. This looks cool. Once it's kind of fun just standing here until it gets dark. The lights are starting to reflect off the water. Yeah. I mean, mine will usually warm up pretty well in my pockets. That day at Leavenworth, I had a really thick jacket on, and they were warming up really well. They got cold because I had thicker gloves on, and it was like shielding them from my body heat. But then I went and put my thinner gloves on, and I just swapped hands a lot, like whichever one I was holding a phone with. But then, like I said, when I started eating, I took my gloves off, and I didn't put them in my pockets, and I didn't feel cold because I was sitting under a heater. But I guess the rest of my body was under the jacket under the heater, so I probably felt like toasty. But hands weren't. I mean, I don't know if it was that either. They got really cold before I went and ate, so I don't really know. I think it was like just a combination of all of it. Them staying cold for a couple hours, like really cold, and then getting irritated. And then I went and DoorDashed a bunch the next day and got them in the cold. And I think it was like 38 or 39 then. And I kept getting in the warm car and then getting out and stuff. So they were heating up and cooling off fast. So it was more of like 2 days of, torturing them. I don't know what the tons of lights you can see. That might be the airport, like the end of the runway. Oh, I think it is, because look, you can see a plane up in the air taking off from right there. So you have the very edge of Boeing you can see, and then the dark in between. That's, I think, where the Cedar River comes out in that park. And then the really bright is, I just think, the actual runway lights on the end of the runway. there's benches right down here with no people on them. I could just sit and look at the lake also, and there's big rocks to sit on. I'll go sit down over here and go find someone to raid, or decide if I'm going to raid someone. Here you can just, there's nice rocks right here to sit on. Right at the edge of the lake. Well, look at this purple house over here. You have all the normal lights, and then that one has a bunch of purple or pink lights or something. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, Sarah. Harry. I started to call you Saria because while I was saying that, I was wording it in my head to tell you I'd probably see you later in Saria's stream. I was gonna say, yeah, I'm glad you got to say hi and that you have a nice rest of your night, but I'll probably see you in Saria's stream because I'll watch it some tonight. And then I went and just tried to call you Saria. Because I was thinking of two names at once. Yeah. Yeah. The sky looks pretty here. The sunset, last of it. 2 minutes. Okay, well, I guess now is a good time to stop. I'll get cold if I sit out. So the cold's not bothering my hands, but I don't want to test it so much that I sit out here for another, like, you know, I thought about sitting here until it got even more dark and just watch how it changes, but I don't want to test it by sitting here like 30 more minutes. Because just sitting still in 30 minutes, they might actually get cold. So I guess let me go see who I'm gonna raid, or if I'm gonna raid anyone. And I'll stop. Here, I think that's the nicest view for right now. You can see the sunset while I do this. There's only a few people here, so I think I'll just not bother raiding anybody, and you guys can go watch whoever you want to, or whatever. So I think I will just end. I mean, I could just raid Saria since that's who most of us are, or half of us are gonna watch. Supposedly this phone now has a raid countdown timer, so I can see when the raid's actually going off. I'll just go ahead. I want to try it out. Right. The streaming app. But I don't see it. Maybe it's something you have to turn on. In one of the updates last week, it said that they added a countdown timer, and that's one thing I've always not liked is I can't tell when it's gonna go, the raid's gonna go off, and I can't, you know. I found out last week that my TTS app had one. I said something about it, and then I found out it was wrong because it still said I had a bunch of time, and then it ended and raided out in the middle of me talking to people. Oh, I didn't make it. Maybe it's in the Twitch section. I have to turn it on. Title, category, chat. No. That's weird. I thought I'd get to test it now, but it's not. It didn't come up on. I guess I have to see if I have to enable it. Yeah, so like right now it makes it look like it's gonna be like 10 more seconds before the raid goes off.